Hi, my name's Adam. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about a very important part of retirement planning that so many of you skip over. And if you've been watching our channel for any amount of time, you've heard us talk about this a little bit. We want to break it down more in this video. So we're talking about the go-go, the slow-go, and the no-go phases of life, phases of retirement. It's very important to plan this into retirement, and we're going to walk through why that is in this video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button below. It takes 1 second, costs you nothing. And if you have ideas for future videos, if you're watching our videos and something triggers, you'd like us to roll something out, leave a comment below. We can't do videos on everything. We have a bit of regulation licensing on that, but videos that we are able to move forward with, we'll make sure that we put those on the list. So let's break down the 3 phases of retirement one by one. So the first phase is the go-go stage. So this is the first 10, maybe 15 years of retirement, depending when you retire. If you retire at 65, I would say it's the first 10 years. If you retire before, just keep adding on years. So if 60, you got 15 years. If you retire earlier, say 50, 55, you could be looking at 20, 25 years of that go-go phase. So where the go-go phase is, it's more, you're traveling more, you're keeping more active, you have a higher lifestyle and a higher expenditures, okay? So you need more money in this go-go phase of life, okay? The go-go phase is a very active part of life. You may have hobbies. It's kind of that transition. And I always say transitioning from a job into retirement is about 10% financial. It's 90% psychological. And I think that's why it's important to make sure that you have a proper budget, maybe a boosted budget as you enter into retirement to help ease you into retirement. You can keep hobbies, you can keep busy, you can do stuff, you can travel. You don't want to hit retirement, have a very tight budget, cut off finances, and be stuck at home. That's not going to help your transition to retirement. So the very first phase is that go-go phase. Again, active, travel, doing stuff, keep moving. So keep that in mind. So go-go phase is step number 1. The second phase of retirement is the slow-go phase. We find most people walk into this roughly 75 to 80, 85 range. So it's about the next 10 years of retirement. So again, go-go is 65 to 75. The slow go is 75 to 85. Again, this isn't set in stone. This is just generally what we see with clients. As they hit their mid 70s, they're traveling less. As they get into the early 80s, they're traveling much less. Whether it's the inability to travel or just no desire to travel anymore. You just don't want to move as much, don't have the energy you used to have. So there's less travel. We find a lot of people when you hit this slow go phase of life, if you had 2 vehicles, maybe you're downsizing and going to 1 vehicle, so there's less costs there. And a lot of you downsize your home. You may be in a home, downsizing to a townhome or condo, maybe moving out of the city. So again, downsizing that or moving out of the city, you're gonna have less ongoing costs as well. Not just, downsizing your house, maybe able to put some money back into your retirement savings, but the overall general spending of your home is much less. So that's kind of the slow go phase. So you haven't totally cut off travel in that, but it's just slowed way down and your expenditures are gonna drop off as well. And the third phase of retirement, and we see this firsthand, we have a client that's 97 years old, is the no-go stage, okay? Once you hit about 85, your ability to travel diminishes. Some people can still travel past this if they're really healthy and get health insurance, but a lot of you are unable or can't or don't want to travel past 85. So 85 plus, if you're going into that phase, it really is the no-go phase. You're not doing travel, you're not doing a whole lot, you're sitting around. The money going out the door is way, way less than the slow-go and especially the go-go phase. So again, go-go, slow-go, no-go. We need to plan for this, okay? So as you enter into retirement, if you build a retirement plan, and we do for many of you, we show you, you can earn $70,000 per year from say 65, we plan to 95. So the way we do financial planning, and I think this is important too, is prepare tax planning. So do your tax planning to life expectancy, which is, mid 80s, 86, 87-ish. But do income planning till 95, okay? Likelihood is you're gonna pass away in that mid to late 80s, but if you live longer, you need to make sure you have money there, okay? So that's how we do planning. So if you were to live from 65 to 95, let's assume your income is $70,000 a year, flat, straight across the board, adjusted for inflation after tax in your pocket, okay? So it's adjusted for inflation, so every year you're gonna get a bit more in your pocket, but it's a buying power of $70,000 in today's dollars. The problem with rolling out this type of plan is that, again, you have these 3 phases of life. So if you just take a level income of $70,000 right through retirement, the problem you run into is that, as you get to your slow go and your no go phase, you're not going to spend that $70,000. You've built a lifestyle in the first part of retirement that you're spending 70. And as you get less and less busy, travel less and less, it's going to be almost impossible to spend that $70,000. Now, a lot of you are going to leave comments below saying, Adam, there's healthcare costs. There could be a care home later on in life. Like, yeah, some of you have said, like, the no-go stage is actually the most expensive because you have care home. There are a few of you that need to move to care homes. Some of you choose very expensive care homes. Most of you that are going to move into a $10,000 a month care home have a home that you can sell that would finance that, okay? Most of you, if you go into a care home, are going to more of a government funded one. It's based on income and assets, that kind of thing. So spending money earlier can actually be beneficial for you as you move into a care home. Again, every province, every care home is different. But in this video, we're going to assume healthcare costs are fairly similar throughout. And again, in the no-no, healthcare costs may go up a bit, but trust me, everything else drops off the map. We see it firsthand with clients. So the problem again with going 70,000 across the board is you're going to be left with a bucket of money later on in life that you're just not going to spend, okay? That creates a tax issue, an estate issue, and you may look back and wish you had spent more money early on, okay? So when you build out this plan, you want to make sure that you build it in 3 different stages of income as well. So if we take this exact same example, $70,000 adjusted for inflation after tax in your pocket for 30 years, 65 to 95, instead of flattening that out at 70,000, we could change it so the first 10 years, so from 65 to 75 in your go-go phase, we're actually going to draw out $80,000 a year. So $10,000 more than we kind of had planned out for, okay? So $80,000 in the go-go phase. In the slow-go phase, from 75 to 85, we're going to drop it down to $68,000. So $1,000 a month less as you hit that slow-go phase. And in the no-go phase, it drops down to $56,000, okay? The end result at 95 is the same, okay? You've spent your money, you know, you're on track there. So instead of doing 70 across the board, we've given you an extra $10,000 every single year after tax adjusted for inflation in your pocket to spend on travel and things you want to do, okay? And again, as life slows down, so does the income stream, okay? The purpose of this is so that you don't hit your late 70s, early 80s and wish you had spent more money or wish you knew you could have spent more money in the early years. There's way too many of you that are watching this video that won't create a plan. You'll hit your late 70s and 80s and wish you had created a plan because you didn't take that trip to Europe, or you never flew first class and you really wanted to, or whatever the situation is. Maybe it's a bigger motorhome. It's spending more money earlier in retirement, knowing that you can and knowing that you still have enough later on in life, right? When we hit retirement, if you don't have a plan, you're not going to spend as much money as you probably could and should, okay? And again, all that does is leaves more money later on in life, which again, if you don't have a tax plan, can create quite a tax and estate planning issue, okay? So make sure you're planning ahead. So going forward in our future videos, I will talk about the 3 stages of retirement quite often. So we just wanted to release this video to kind of break it down a bit further. But again, you know, most of our clients are in that pre-retirement or early retirement stage, kind of going through retirement. We have a lot of clients we've walked right through retirement the last 16 years. And again, we have clients in their 90s. We see the different phases of retirement, the spending habits and all that. Trust me, if you're getting close to retirement or thinking about retirement or in the early phases of retirement, you want to make sure you have a clear plan, okay? You don't want to be holding back money because you don't know if you're going to have enough later on, okay? Create a conservative retirement plan. Understand how much you can spend now to create enough later on for spending as well, okay? This will give you so much more joy. In early retirement, you're able to spend a bit more money than you're probably spending now, and you can spend freely. You can spend knowing that you're able to spend this, okay? When we present financial plans to a lot of you that hire us to put these together for you, it's, hey, you know, Jim and Sally, here's how much money you can have in retirement. And it's usually much more than they thought, right? So we're showing them like, you can take more, you can spend more, you can go on that trip that you didn't think you could take. And it doesn't hurt you later on in retirement. That's the main thing, right? If you're going to spend more now, you need to have the peace of mind that it's not going to cost you later in retirement. So hopefully this content helps you build out your retirement plan. Again, if you need help, we put a link below, parallelwealth.com/FFS, fee for service. We do offer fee for service financial planning. If you need help with this, if you don't have anyone helping you with us, reach out to our office. We're happy to help out. But hopefully these 3 phases of retirement, put this into your retirement plan, your tax plan, roll it out, and I guarantee you the first 10 years of retirement will be much more enjoyable than they would have otherwise. So thanks for joining in this video. We'll see you in the next one.